Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. In today's video, I'm going to recap my third budget by paycheck for the month of September. So I'm going to zoom in and talk about what we did with our money. I have to turn the book sideways so that hopefully you can see clearly. Okay, first things first, the paycheck was the 20th of September. We are getting paid a day earlier, which is great. We planned for 1100, but the income that hit was 1161.21. This does actually include the cushion that we have in that account right now. So we used all $1,161.21 to budget with. The top priority, this is just a reminder if you haven't been here before, this is new. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. Tithing was 110. I still did give 110 because remember, some of this money was already in the account, which means we would already have given off of that in previous sessions. And for savings, we do have an automatic savings every week, was $75, so I left that behind. The cushion got $50.21 from this budget. And then our investments is automatic now. So with my IRA, we had $35 that's transferred every week. So this is for next week. I left this behind in the account. And then in Robinhood, which is for dividends, we are sending $30 automatically each week. So I also left this behind in the account for next week. And then for purpose funds, I am putting as much as I can towards Christmas. So we saved $21 in that category with the third paycheck. And then moving on to cash expenses, I pulled out $100. I have not even stuffed this cash yet, but this is how I wanted to break it down. $25 going into laundry. I did use that $25 already. And then $15 going into my wallet. I probably spent that already too. $30 going towards kids' payroll and $30 for challenges. I am past due on getting a video up on Tasha's money and stuff, so I plan to work on that today. If it can't happen the day I'm filming this video, it will hopefully happen by the next week. Then I wanted to put some money into our household account because it's been a long while since I've added any money there, and I'm starting to understand how much money we're spending for household supplies. So I put $21 in there just to keep that account getting filled up. Okay. For rent, I put $475 aside instead of $450. Again, I mentioned this before, and I probably won't mention it much more after this, but I'm trying to pretend as if we have a mortgage already, and I'm trying to beef up the savings in this account because we transfer this to a savings account until it's time to pay next month's rent. And so the more I put in there, the more we'll have, and we'll have the discipline, I guess, or build up the muscle of having enough money for future living expenses. Okay, and then debt. We plan to pay $255, but I had $244 left over, so that $244 went to pay two of the credit cards that we currently have that are building interest that we want to annihilate as quickly as possible. So our bills and expenses total $719 for the third week. So what we budgeted versus what we actually did. A zero-based budget. Every single cent got sent somewhere. Remember to add cash to piggy bank. I did do some bottle returns. So I used those plastic bottles and we return them so they can be recycled and we get the money for it. So whatever couple of dollars I earn, I'm going to use that money to put into my piggy bank so I can make an extra debt payment at the end of September. So 9% or 9.4% of this income did go to giving. Make sure this is bright so you guys can see. And then 12.5% went to savings, 5.5% went to investing. So not too bad for the third paycheck of the month of September. I zoomed out so I can turn to my expense tracker. I do track every single cent that goes in and comes out of our operating account. And I wanted to make sure I did everything. What happened starting from the last paycheck. So I'm zooming in, and on the 16th, Fidelity took out $25, And then I paid my Capital One Quicksilver. This is an automatic debt payment that came out for $35. And then Robinhood is a transfer. Remember, we're doing automatic investing. So that was $30. And then Fidelity IRA on the 18th, they took out $10 because I have two automatic transfers set up there. One for $25 and another for $10. So that's $35 every single week. And then on the 19th, our deposit of income hit for $1,050. That brought our account balance to $1161.21. That's what I budgeted with. On the 19th, I did take a cash withdrawal of $100. I transferred, well, automatically, money was transferred to our wellness fund, transportation, food, clothing, and that was $10 each, right? And then our tithe was transferred for $110. And then two payments were made to debt, one for $87 and a second payment for $157. And then I transferred money for the rent, which was $475. Transferred money to Christmas of $21, and then to our household fund for $21. That left us with a balance of $150.21. Basically, that's the cushion left in our account to take care of next week's expenses, and we are in the next week. So my videos are probably coming out. They're coming out later than I wanted them to, but just because of life being life. So I did plan or project for the fourth and final paycheck for September, and this is what I plan to do. The first thing is our income is planned at $1,100. I'm just going to stick to that for now, and this is the last paycheck of the month, so let's see what happens. $1,100 would equal our expenses. Since I do a zero-based budget, 10% of the income will be given. The top priority is honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. That comes from Proverbs chapter 3, verses 9 through 10. Giving is 110. That's the projection. We're projecting to save $100. So the automatic savings of $75. Our cushion, we didn't project anything for that this week. Emergency fund will get $25. Then for investing is $65 as always. Fidelity gets $35. Robinhood gets $30. For Christmas and household, I didn't plan for anything because the budget was going to be a bit tight, and we are focusing a little bit more on debt. But I do hope that maybe something will change when we finally close out this budget and see what we have to work with at the end of the week, because I do want to put something towards Christmas. I'm also using apps like Ibotta, Rakuten, Receipt Hog, and Merrifield, so I can get either physical cash back or what do you call those things? Gift cards that I can use towards Christmas this year. So I'm hoping I can really do well with those receipts and uploading them. And I have links in my description box. I would get a referral bonus, and you would get a little bonus if you signed up for any of those apps that I have linked down below. That would really help. So I'm asking because the Bible says if you ask not, you have not because you ask not. So I'm asking, if you haven't used Rakuten or Ibotta or Receipt Hog or Merrifield, I have links in my description box, and we will both benefit if you decided to use one. So thank you in advance. And then for cash expenses, $100 again, $25 to laundry costs, $10 to my wallet, $30 to the kids' payroll, and $35 to challenges. When I filmed a short on Tasha's money and stuff last week, somebody commented, I was filming the short about the kids' payroll, and somebody commented that it was too much money and you shouldn't be giving the kids that money. They should be in like a trust fund. And I'm thinking to myself, why do people think, or some people think, not everybody, but why do some people think that because people who stuff cash for savings challenges, or people who put cash aside for their kids, haven't planned in other areas? I just felt a little way about it, but I'm over it now. It's okay. I got it off my chest. But we are not giving them $30 each week. We're putting it aside so when their grades come back, and the grades are good, when they do their little chores, they get a little money from that. For bills and expenses, rent will get $475. Debt will get $250, so we can pay that down. And again, I explained why I'm putting a little more towards rent this time. So that is our fourth and final budget by paycheck for the month of September, and that is how we closed out paycheck number 3. I'm using my workbook in case anyone's interested. The link is below. It is on Amazon being sold. I am working on a revision of this book, so if you stay tuned to the channel, you'll see that coming into the new year. And so far, I think we're doing pretty good for the month. The only thing we have not done is paid our life insurance, but we are a month ahead of our life insurance, so I'm not worried. But now that I think about it, I do have to make some revisions. So every budget is not absolutely perfect. Sometimes you miss something, and I realize I just missed budgeting out our life insurance. So we'll have to see how that can fit in paycheck number 4, or if we'll end up using the cushion. But let's see what we can do, because I'll have to add it in here before it's too late. Let me remind myself by doing it now. Life insurance. I'm holding my baby with one hand and trying to write with the other. So that is it, and that is all for this video. I appreciate you guys for being here for as long as you were. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you found some value here. If you don't mind, please like, comment, and subscribe with the bell notification on. And remember to mind your money, manage it well, and live your lives abundantly. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.